Savannah Guthrie's future on The Today Show has finally been confirmed, and after weeks of uncertainty, emotional headlines, and growing speculation, viewers are finally getting clarity about what comes next for one of morning television's most recognizable faces. The beloved anchor has now returned to the Today studio, and that single moment has sent a powerful message across the media world. Savannah Guthrie is not going anywhere, and her place on the show remains firmly intact. For weeks, millions of viewers had been wondering what was happening behind the scenes. Savannah's sudden absence from the broadcast had sparked intense speculation across social media and entertainment news outlets. Some wondered if she was quietly stepping away from television. Others feared something far more serious might be unfolding in her personal life. But when Savannah walked back into Studio 1A at Rockefeller Plaza, even briefly, it immediately changed the narrative. Her return wasn't a dramatic on-air comeback. There was no formal announcement, no grand entrance during a live broadcast. Instead, it was something quieter, more emotional, and in many ways, more meaningful. Savannah came back simply to see her colleagues, to reconnect with the team she has worked with for years, and to thank them personally for the support they have shown during what she has described as one of the most difficult periods of her life. And while the visit was not part of a broadcast, the message behind it became clear almost immediately. Savannah Guthrie fully intends to return to the Today Show. The moment she walked into the studio, according to staff members who were present, the atmosphere instantly shifted. Many crew members were caught completely off guard. Some had not seen her since the crisis that forced her to step away from television earlier this year. As Savannah moved through the studio, hugging producers, camera operators, and fellow anchors, the emotional weight of the moment became obvious. Some of those hugs reportedly lasted longer than usual. People who work behind the cameras, producers, stage managers, lighting technicians, many of them have worked alongside Savannah for years. They wake up before dawn together, prepare segments together, and share the pressure of live television every single morning. So seeing her back in the building wasn't just a pleasant surprise. For many of them, it felt like a reunion with family. For the people who work on Today, Savannah isn't just a co-anchor. She is the heart of the program. She has been there through breaking news, presidential elections, Olympic coverage, royal weddings, celebrity interviews, and countless unforgettable moments in live television. Viewers have watched her handle serious global news stories with professionalism and calm, and in the very next moment, laugh with her co-hosts during lighter segments. That balance is part of what made her such an essential presence on the show. But to understand why her return to the studio meant so much, you have to go back to the shocking event that suddenly pulled her away from the spotlight. Earlier this year, Savannah Guthrie stepped away from the Today Show after a deeply troubling situation involving her family. Her mother, Nancy Guthrie, who lives in Arizona, disappeared under alarming circumstances that immediately triggered a major search effort. The situation quickly escalated into a national story. Nancy Guthrie, who is in her 80s, had last been seen at her home in the Tucson area. At first, family members believed it might simply be a misunderstanding or a routine situation. Sometimes older family members miss a call or forget to respond to a message. But as hours turned into a full day without contact, concern began to grow. Neighbors were asked if they had seen anything unusual. Phone calls were made, messages were sent. When none of those attempts led to answers, the family realized something might truly be wrong. Authorities were contacted, and soon an official investigation began. Within a short period of time, the case expanded into a large-scale search involving multiple law enforcement agencies. Investigators began reviewing security footage, interviewing neighbors, and gathering information about the timeline of events leading up to Nancy's disappearance. Search teams looked through nearby areas. Detectives examined any possible clue that could help them understand what happened. For Savannah, the situation was overwhelming. Despite her role as a national television anchor, she immediately stepped away from her professional responsibilities to focus on her family. For someone who has built her career on showing up every morning for millions of viewers, it was a decision she didn't take lightly. But family came first.
Colleagues at NBC fully supported her decision without hesitation.
Inside the newsroom, the focus quickly shifted from television schedules to something far more important, supporting Savannah during an unimaginable family crisis. Craig Melvin, who shares the anchor desk with her, reportedly told colleagues that Savannah's only priority right now should be her family. Producers and executives echoed the same sentiment. No one questioned the decision. Everyone understood. The Today Show has always emphasized the idea of family, both on-screen and behind the scenes, and during Savannah's absence, that philosophy became very real. Viewers noticed her absence almost immediately. Savannah Guthrie has been one of the most consistent and recognizable faces on morning television. When she suddenly disappeared from the broadcast without explanation, longtime viewers began asking questions. Social media quickly filled with concern. People who have watched the show for years began posting messages asking if Savannah was okay. Many said that their morning routines felt incomplete without her presence. For some viewers, Savannah has been part of their daily lives for over a decade. She's been there while people drink their first cup of coffee, get ready for work, or take their kids to school. That kind of connection doesn't happen overnight. As more details about the situation became known, the tone of those messages changed from curiosity to compassion. Viewers from across the country began sending words of encouragement and support. Some shared prayers, others shared personal stories about how Savannah had inspired them over the years. That emotional connection is not surprising. Savannah Guthrie has built a reputation as one of the most relatable and respected journalists in television. She has a unique ability to balance serious reporting with genuine warmth and empathy, and that authenticity has allowed viewers to feel like they truly know her. Her journey to becoming a leading figure in American broadcasting did not happen overnight. Savannah's career path has been filled with determination, hard work, and a willingness to take risks. Before she ever appeared on morning television, she built a strong foundation as a legal professional. She studied law and became an attorney before transitioning into journalism. At the time, switching from law to media was not the obvious career path, but Savannah felt drawn to storytelling and reporting. Her legal background turned out to be incredibly valuable. It gave her the ability to break down complicated legal issues and explain them in ways viewers could understand. That skill quickly set her apart from other journalists. When she joined NBC News, it didn't take long for executives to notice her talent. Savannah became known for her sharp analysis and calm delivery during high-pressure news situations. She eventually took on the role of White House correspondent, covering some of the most important political developments in the country. Those years helped build her reputation as a serious journalist. Then came the moment that would change everything. She was chosen to become a co-anchor of the Today Show. At the time, the decision carried enormous responsibility. Morning television is one of the most competitive spaces in broadcasting, and anchors play an enormous role in defining the tone and success of a program. Savannah rose to the challenge. Over the years, she has conducted interviews with presidents, world leaders, and major cultural figures. She has covered breaking news events, national tragedies, and historic celebrations. She interviewed political leaders during election cycles, spoke with Hollywood stars promoting major films, and hosted segments ranging from serious investigations to heartwarming human interest stories. But beyond the journalism, what truly defined her role on the show was her connection with her colleagues. The chemistry between the Today anchors became one of the defining features of the program. Craig Melvin, Roker, Carson Daly, and the rest of the team developed a natural dynamic that viewers loved watching each morning, and Savannah was at the center of it all. She could guide serious conversations during major news events and then immediately shift into playful banter with her co-hosts. That's why her return to the studio, even briefly, meant so much to the entire team. During her visit, she reportedly took time to speak with staff members individually. Many of them have worked with her for years, arriving at the studio before sunrise to prepare each day's broadcast. Those relationships go beyond the typical workplace. For many crew members, the Today Show feels like a close-knit family, and Savannah has always been one of the most supportive and appreciative members of that group. Some staff members reportedly became emotional during the reunion. There were hugs, quiet conversations, and moments where people simply stood together in silence. Jenna Bush Hager later described the moment as incredibly powerful. She explained that seeing Savannah walk through the studio again felt like a reminder of how strong the Today family truly is. But even as the emotional reunion took place, Savannah made it clear that her immediate focus remains on her family. The situation involving her mother continues to weigh heavily on her heart. Nancy Guthrie has been a major influence in Savannah's life. Friends of the family say she played a crucial role in encouraging Savannah's education and career ambitions. Savannah has often spoken about how much her mother means to her. That deep bond makes the situation even more difficult. But throughout the experience, Savannah has continued to demonstrate the same strength and grace that viewers have admired for years. NBC executives have also emphasized that Savannah's position at Today remains secure. There has been no talk of replacing her permanently. In fact, the network has encouraged her to take all the time she needs. Craig Melvin and the rest of the team have continued delivering the morning broadcast while keeping Savannah's seat waiting for her. Behind the scenes, colleagues say the mood has been one of patience and support. Everyone understands that when Savannah is ready to return, she will be welcomed back with open arms. And when that moment eventually arrives, it will likely be one of the most emotional broadcasts in the show's history. Millions of viewers who have followed Savannah's journey for years will be watching. For now, the focus remains on family, hope, and healing. But one thing has become absolutely clear. Savannah Guthrie's future on the Today Show is still very much alive. Her return to the studio wasn't just a visit, it was a sign of resilience, connection, and the powerful support system that exists both within the Today team and among the millions of viewers who start their mornings with the show. And when Savannah eventually returns to the anchor desk, it won't just be another day on morning television. It will be a moment that reminds everyone why audiences connect so deeply with the people they watch every day. Because behind the headlines, the interviews, and the cameras, there are real lives and real stories. And Savannah Guthrie's story is far from over. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.